Welcome back to our explainer. If you're obsessed with the hidden mechanics of luxury, value, and making really smart investments, you are absolutely in the right place today. We're decoding a totally fascinating topic, the illusion of automotive luxury. We're going to break down how looking like you have serious money out on the road, well, it actually requires strategy, way more than just a massive bank account. It's kind of crazy, right? So many of us see these high-end vehicles and instantly assume the driver paid an absolute fortune. But as we're about to see, that just isn't always the case. So, do you really need a Lamborghini or a Rolls-Royce to turn heads? I mean, we've basically been culturally conditioned to think that way, haven't we? We assume that if a car looks incredible and grabs everyone's attention, it must be one of those ultra-exclusive, hyper-luxury brands. We think status comes with this near-impossible barrier to entry, but what if I told you that whole idea is literally just an illusion? $100,000. Just let that massive figure sink in for a second. That right there is the exorbitant price tag our brains immediately anchor to when we see a standard luxury car rolling down the street. A sleek, aggressive, or super elegant vehicle pulls up to the valet, and boom, our minds flash that exact number. But honestly, the reality of the automotive market is so much more interesting than our knee-jerk assumptions. Okay, let's dive into this. The entire goal of today's explainer is to bridge that gap between that wild 100 grand perceived price tag and the actual reality, which is often just a fraction of the cost. Believe it or not, some cars look like they cost over 100 grand, but you can actually grab one without completely destroying your wallet. Today, we're counting down 7 amazing cars that deliver absolute luxury looks on a serious budget. And definitely stick around because the #1 car on our list, its true price shocks literally almost everyone. Let's kick off this countdown with number 7, our very first major value hack. Coming in at number 7, we've got the Chrysler 300. Now, what makes this car so interesting is this clever concept of the design disguise. See, the Chrysler 300 basically operates on pure visual impact. It boasts one of the absolute boldest designs in its entire class. When you spot it from a distance, people routinely mistake it for a luxury sedan worth twice its actual price. By rocking this massive commanding grille, a highly premium interior, and delivering a super smooth ride, it totally tricks the eye. It's an excellent, budget-friendly choice that just borrows the visual language of way more expensive cars. As we hit number 6 on our countdown, we're moving from a simple design disguise to a complete identity shift. Number 6 is the Kia Stinger. Okay, this car is the ultimate brand reinvention. The Stinger completely flipped how people perceive the entire Kia brand as a whole. They didn't just tweak a couple of things here. They engineered a car with a highly sporty design, dropped in a really powerful turbocharged engine, and hooked it up with a premium cabin. The result? It actually offers the kind of raw performance and high-end style that goes toe-to-toe with much more expensive German sedans. It just goes to show that brand perception can be totally rewritten when you have the engineering to back it up. Continuing our countdown, let's drop down to number 5, which serves as another prime example of this exact type of strategic brand reinvention. Enter the Genesis G80. Now, Genesis has rapidly become one of the fastest-growing luxury brands in the world, and the G80 shows us exactly why. It combines elegant styling, incredibly advanced technology, and a profoundly luxurious interior. But here is the absolute secret to its success. It delivers all that prestige while costing thousands less than its European competitors. It's basically giving you the full executive experience, but without the executive tax. And this brilliantly illustrates the exact strategy these automakers are pulling off. Both of these Asian brands serve as the ultimate budget-friendly alternatives to traditional European luxury. On one hand, you've got the Kia Stinger bringing that aggressive, sporty vibe to rival German performance sedans, and then on the other hand, the Genesis G80 brings this elegant, sophisticated vibe that completely undercuts traditional European luxury pricing by thousands. They are successfully attacking the luxury market from 2 totally different angles. Pretty smart, right? Dropping down to number 4, we're going to pivot slightly. We've talked a lot about luxury and tech, but now let's look at the purest approach to driving value. The Mazda MX-5 Miata. If you're looking for a true, genuine sports car experience without the punishing sports car price tag, well, this is your vehicle. It is incredibly lightweight, endlessly fun to drive, and crucially, it's incredibly reliable. The Miata is standing proof that genuine driving excitement and that head-turning sports car look absolutely do not have to drain your bank account. Getting into the top 3 now. Hitting number 3 means it's time to introduce a totally different strategy for our focused learners, the strategic advantage of the secondary market. The used Audi A5. All right, so this is what we call the smart secondhand buy. The secret here is that a well-maintained, slightly used Audi A5 still perfectly delivers that premium styling, those high-quality interior materials, and an unmistakable luxury feel. I mean, to the person walking down the street, an Audi is just an Audi. By buying slightly used, you save thousands of dollars while still securing the exact same premium driving experience you'd get straight off the showroom floor. We are down to the runner-up. Number 2 is a car that beautifully balances absolute aggression with incredibly smart long-term ownership. The Lexus IS beautifully blends highly aggressive styling with something that is honestly quite rare in the luxury space: legendary reliability. It looks fiercely sporty, it feels incredibly luxurious on the inside, but here is the key takeaway. Unlike so many other luxury cars that will literally bleed your wallet dry in the mechanic shop, the Lexus IS boasts relatively affordable maintenance costs. You get the whole sports luxury experience without the punishing ongoing maintenance fees. Now, before we hit our top spot, we need to talk about the economic force that makes our number 1 budget flex even possible: depreciation. It's the drop in value of an asset over time. But in the context of our explainer today, depreciation actually creates a massive buyer's loophole in the secondary luxury car market. Seriously, it is the single greatest tool for a savvy buyer who wants to look like $1 million on a realistic budget. And that brings us to the moment we've been waiting for, the number 1 spot on our list, a car whose price shocks almost everyone who sees it out on the road. At number 1, we have a Jaguar XF. This car represents the ultimate depreciation drop. With its incredibly sleek British design, premium leather interior, and flawlessly smooth performance, almost everyone who sees this car assumes it's worth an absolute fortune. But because of that sheer force of depreciation we just learned about, used models of the Jaguar XF become surprisingly affordable on the secondary market. It allows you to step into true, undeniable British luxury at an incredible, almost unbelievable value. It really is the ultimate illusion of automotive luxury fully decoded. We've covered design disguises, total brand reinventions, and the massive power of depreciation. So I want to leave you with this final thought. Which of these cars would you actually drive? Think about what aligns with your style, your budget, and your newfound strategy for navigating the automotive market. Thank you so much for joining me today as we broke down this really fascinating topic. Keep learning, keep questioning those assumptions, and we will catch you in the next explainer.